Good morning, guys. It's Miss Lyon, and we're going to talk today about multiplying exponents. So if you guys recall, if you have the same base and you're multiplying them together, the exponents end up being added together. So for example, x to the second times x to the third. Well, we know an exponent means that's how many there are. So this 2 says that there's 2 x's, and this 3 says that there's 3 x's. So if we just count those, there is a total of 5 x's. So 2 plus 3 is how we get 5. So addition is what you will want to do with your exponents when multiplying. So if I gave you the problem x to the fourth times x to the seventh, if we take these two and we add them together, we get x to the 11th, and that is your answer. Let's say that we have a coefficient in front of it. So we have, for example, 2x to the third times 4x to the fifth. Well, with multiplication, remember, we can reorder and it doesn't matter. So like if I did 3 times 4 or 4 times 3, I still get the same thing. So I can reorganize this and put my big numbers, my coefficients together, and then we have an x to the third and an x to the fifth. And because we are multiplying, we're going to add these two together. But these are not exponents, so you are going to do the multiplication. So 2 times 4 is 8, and then that becomes x to the 8th power because 3 plus 5 is 8. Now, what happens when a coefficient is negative? So let's say that I gave you negative 4x times 3x to the fifth. So if we reorganize this, our negative 4 and our 3 are our coefficients, and then we have an x and an x to the fifth. And if you recall, if there is no exponent, remember the exponent is 1. So we can place a 1 there so we don't forget about it. When I take negative 4 times 3, I get negative 12, and then that becomes x to the 6th. And that is your answer for that problem. Now let's do a problem where you have an exponent that is negative, and let's remind ourselves about what that looks like. If we have 5x to the negative second times 6x to the negative third. If I reorganize this, this would be 5 times 6 and an x to the negative 2 and an x to the negative 3. So 5 times 6 is 30. And when I add negative 2 and negative 3, I get negative 5. But if you remember, we cannot have negative exponents. And we learned that we can do what we call cross the line and change the sign. So we're going to have to make this into a fraction. Here's my line. My 30 doesn't move. It does not have a negative exponent, so it stays there. But this x to the negative fifth has to cross this line, so it's got to come down to the bottom. And then we have to take that negative 5 and change the sign to a positive 5. So your answer is 30 over x to the fifth. I hope that helps.